Now 6:49, which is roughly 45 minutes after sunset. We're looking at Noonkie. This is a 10-second exposure. I haven't played at all with the histogram, but it's quite weird. It's way off the scale, so there's still quite a bit of bright light in the background, and it's compensating for it. As I mentioned earlier, we're going to go after Comet Swan, but that highly depends on whether or not the right ascension and declination values that were given to me online today when I queried Duck AI as to its current stellar location is accurate. So here's our view. We've got a little bit of drift in Noonkie, but we're going to go ahead and plug in the values for right ascension and declination. And hopefully, with any luck, we are going to see a brightish fourth magnitude comet, which is about 25 million miles from Earth, closest it's going to get in the next day or two. The scope is pointing a little bit west right now with Noonkie of culmination, which means we should be able to go east and capture it perhaps right about the time of skydark, which I expect to have happen around 7:20 to 7:30 this evening. It is now 6:50. Let's go for it. Okay, let's watch here. This is our screen for the coordinates that I was given. And those coordinates are -20, 0, 0, 20 arc seconds in deck with a 19 hour, 16 minutes and 5 seconds. I am not seeing a comet anywhere on this screen. We can reduce this, we can go to ASI image potentially, and maybe do a little snooping around, but this is what we've got right now. No Comet Swan visible. All right, let's go do some snooping around using ASI image, which allows us to move the scope in real time and see what is being revealed at that time. Okay, what I'm going to do now is a search within 30 arc minutes, and this thing should slew around. We're having to use 0.5 second exposure times. Hopefully we'll get to see something. Here we go, pressing the search button. See some star trails. That was searching west. This looks like it's searching. Oh, wait a second. I'm looking west now, so I can't be sure of the directions. And if I don't find it within 30 arc minutes, I think we're going to bail on this. But at least it will have been an experience to search for it. Not much of a voice, she said, but I sure love to hear him talk. Well, if it is a fourth magnitude comet, 25 million light years away, it should show some kind of presence here. Shouted out as I took another pull that Bessie, she really knows I'm on Cripple Creek. She sends me high spring leak. She mends me. I don't have to speak. I could also try looking through the finder scope, which I will do once it settles back on the center, and then see if I can manually drive to it, if it's visible. Especially after it gets darker. And at this point, it has gone post-culminatory, so it'll be getting fainter and fainter, drifting off towards the west. But the sky is, of course, getting a little darker with the sunset. We're now at 6:58. I think it does several iterations of a search, so we're going to stay with this. I thought I might have seen something rather smallish, though. 25 million miles. Comet tails can be 1 million miles long, especially when you get towards the Earth orbital region. A couple doubles, some 3 stars there. Here's that bright star once again, now going vertical on us. So every half seconds exposure, showing something like tails that are probably in the realm of 5 arc minutes in length. There should be a stop button on here, so if I do see that something, I should be able to stop it instantly, and there is. Very nice feature in the Losmandy G11 mount to be able to do a search like this. We will have basically covered 1 degree of sky. So when it comes to a stop, I will pause and go to the eyepiece of the finder scope. I believe it's a 10 by 50, so it has about a 4 arc minute field of view. So we are effectively searching for Comet Swan. I called it a swan dive because it's to the south. Oh, a nice red star just crossed over the field. Should look for it again. Oh, it's really doing some weird angles, isn't it? Look at that. Keep an eye out for that bright star that we've been seeing, and then that red star. There's that bright star to the lower left. It's probably about magnitude 6, maybe 7. Interesting way to search for stars of color using this method. There we go. We have centered up once again at Comet Swan's aforementioned declination of right ascension in terms of celestial location. So that is 18 hours, 15 minutes, 16 seconds with a declination, oh, that was for Nunkey. 19 hours, 16 minutes, 5 seconds with a declination of minus 20 degrees, no minutes, and 20 arc seconds. Let's pause out. I'm going to go and search through the finder scope and center it up if visible. Well, I have one thing to say. This is not a 30 arc minute field of view search. It's practically covering the entire finder scope field, which I know is about 4 degrees in size. So very, very interesting that it's specifying 30 arc minutes when in reality it's covering almost the entire finder scope. So roughly 4 by 4 degrees, and we're not seeing anything. So maybe if we get a good night tomorrow, maybe I'll double check on those values and put this together with another video that will actually show Comet Swan. Okay, I went to the sky live and got a new set of coordinates which were quite somewhat different anyway. The new coordinates are 19, 20, 51 with a declination of minus 1145, 27. And that differs from the old coordinates, which was minus 20 degrees, 20 arc minutes. I don't think we're seeing any signs of it here. I reduced the search to about 10 arc minutes. But if I look in the finder scope, I'm going to see it's a much bigger search region than that. So let me go ahead and have a look at that as it continues to search. So this is the same site I got the previous values from, though. That was also the Sky Live listing the values for the location. Oh, I'm looking right at power lines. So I'd say that this 10-minute search pattern is more like a degree, maybe 2. There is something that looks faintish, and I'm going to stop it when it gets in a reasonable position. But this comet is supposed to be much brighter, but I am seeing something there. I'm going to go ahead and stop the search and then center on it manually. We getting anything? Yes. Probably a globular cluster, though. Wrong direction. All right, well, that's what you might expect. from Messier to confused with a comet. Let me go ahead and center it up on the field. We'll see if it makes any moves. Oh, come on. Keeps going in the other direction, even though I press the other button. All right, so what I'm going to do now is bail for the time being. And we're going to switch over to ASI Live, and we're going to go deep to see what we got on this one. This could be our baby. I should be able to look at the handset here and get our declination and etc. It does have an identify on it, so we'll check that feature out too. I haven't used it before. Well, folks, this could very well be our Comet Swan. Really brilliant. There's no real tail to it. That's pretty astonishing. It was visible in the finder scope. It almost looks like it's either moving away from us or coming right at us. Don't look up. I'm going to go ahead and increase the exposure time on this. Okay, this is no doubt Comet Swan. I can give you its current location, but it may be moving fast. It's at minus 11 degrees, 53 minutes, 14 seconds. With a declination, that's the declination, with a right ascension of 19 hours, 15 minutes, 56 seconds. What we're seeing here is a 30-second exposure. And the reason why I do believe it's to be Comet Swan is it's very close to the latest published values I got from the skylive.com. Meanwhile, the coloration is very peculiar, isn't it? It's a really intensely radiant greenish blue color. Boy, at 30-second exposure times, we're getting very, very sharp image. The unfortunate side of this is we're not seeing any kind of a tail whatsoever. And that's a little discouraging. Well, I don't know. The stars are looking pretty round in the field, and yet the comet itself is looking perhaps a little distended. It's almost like it's three stars. Now, that doesn't make any sense at all. Notice we have nice round fat bob stars here, but we're getting three different locations on the comet that are luminous, and that makes no sense to me. I've never heard of this. Maybe it's starting to blend together. Let's push it all the way up to 300x. Yes, indeed, that could very well be the comet, although it does have those breaks in it and discontinuities in its luminosity. So there we go. I could try pushing it up now to a 60-second exposure time. What a beautiful 60-second first stack exposure of Comet Swan. Now, it's hard for me to believe, but possibly it is moving so quickly that we're actually getting three, but no, this is a single stack. It should not appear to be broken into segments. Let's see if that continues as we could. Maybe not. Okay. This is a 600 magnification exposure of Comet Swan. I can get more details on it later. We're going to back off. This is a full resolution exposure using all the pixels of the ZWO imager. It is 300x in the f8 EvoStar 150 ED refractor. This is as much resolution, 240x, as the scope can provide, because at 100%, I think I did distend it by just moving. So let's assume that I am actually causing that distension. So let's assume now we are getting as high a resolution image as we can get at about 240x. Backing off, this is 150x exposure, which is basically probably gives the best views that you can get at magnification. The stars are looking pretty good. Now we're going to back off to a 90x exposure, which actually gives the most highest image quality versus magnification views aesthetically. And then finally, we're going to carpe noctem out with our 20x view of Comet Swan, located at in the center, near the center of the field of view, 19 hours, 15 minutes, 56 seconds, at minus 11 degrees, 53 minutes, and 15 seconds. It was visible through the finder scope. That's how I had to track it down. Meanwhile, it is now 7:27 p.m. and on my, I'll just give you a check. It's now 7:28 p.m. on Monday, the 20th of October 2025. And I do believe its closest passage, and I'll have to look this up, will be on the manana. Tomorrow should be also the new moon, so get out and track it down. Carpe Noctem.
Stepping stone, straw, ever near.